Hey, Craig.
Let's get into some coffee talk.
Hey, I love it. I love doing some coffee talk.
Well, talk about what?
Dogs, daughters, whatever. It's coffee talk.
Coffee talk.
Coffee.
Coffee.
It's a coffee talk.
So, Craig, you just got off of vacation. We just talked to somebody, Jamie, and we talked about the unplug time, making time to unplug. And it really helps us get a grasp of what's going on around us and really plan and implement. So, man, you had 2 weeks off.
2 weeks.
Of just surfing.
Yeah.
You look like...
Some would argue that it's not real surfing since it's bodyboarding, but I think it is.
Oh, I thought it was real surfing. So you're bodyboarding.
I am, yeah.
Yeah, that's not real surfing. I'm just joking.
$300 board, Mike Stewart.
Wow.
Yeah, not the cheapos. It's not a moray boogie.
Ah, moray.
Yeah.
So my question is this: what was your takeaways? So you hit it hard this year. You did a lot this year.
I think so.
And then you just pulled that plug. What takeaways do you have from your 2 weeks off?
Well, it was hard to pull the plug because, and I planned to not pull the plug. In fact, I had two laptops originally, because there's the company laptop and then there's the MacBook. I put the company one off in a pile and did not bring that. So did not check my email for 2 weeks, and I delegated it. So I did a lot of stuff that Jamie was talking about in his episode, which is this Friday.
Yes.
Or next Friday, or whatever.
Whatever.
Friday. It's Jamie Alderton, who's awesome.
Awesome dude.
Yeah. But I did. I literally pretty much unplugged. I checked in. I mean, I looked at Agency Zoom to see our numbers, which surprisingly were higher without me there than with me here. So either I did a really good job before I left, or they're just better off without me.
Or you did a really bad job before you left.
But we're on pace for our biggest month. So, that's
boom.
Yeah.
Love it.
So takeaways, I mean, the place that I went to and I talk about all the time, is Hawaii, and I go to Kauai, and I like to get in the water, and I pretty much I'm in the water the whole time. I mean, more than some of the locals that are out there, although they're in the water the whole time too. And it's what I love to do. That is what I love to do. I love to ride the wave and get in the barrel and just do all of those things that the Hawaiians do. And
yes.
And so to do that and just turn off left brain, like a dolphin does. I don't know if you know this, but dolphins turn off half their brain. They never go to sleep. They only turn off half, which is pretty. I learned that. But yeah, I mean, I basically turned off the left brain. I really didn't check too many emails at all. I was a little bit of Facebook, and you know how we get hit on Facebook, on Messenger a lot. I responded to a few of them, but there's too many to actually respond to all of them. So there are a couple I responded to you, and I responded to a couple other people, but it was pretty much, I had to just unplug.
Did you recalibrate the focus for the year? I'm sure you had a reflection of last year, and you have a.
Yeah.
I'm sure you thought a lot about this year. What are some of the things that you're going to implement that maybe you wouldn't have thought of if, or did you reassess?
I just reassessed. I mean, it's the systems, and you really helped a lot with simplifying the systems too. I will always, for some reason, overcomplicate everything. Or not always. I will tend to overcomplicate everything. And I think a lot of people do that in the same way that when they're, if we post our numbers in some of our smaller groups that we have, and then people, well, how'd you do that? It's like, well, we quote a lot. I buy a lot of leads and quote them. I mean, that's what we do. It's pretty simple. You spend money, you spend X, and you get out 3x or whatever it is.
Yep.
And that's just, you know, and it's stay that course and not get scared when you have a day that they write 1,000 in premium, because if they write 1,000 today, that means they're writing 12,000 tomorrow. And
right.
you know, so,
but still, that's not fun. I don't like that.
I don't know. It scares me. Especially when you dropped 1,000 on leads, you know, you dropped 1,000, they can't even write two items. I mean, come on, what's happening over here? But you have to, I think that it's so important to recognize, and you know, you asking me about where I was, the wave is a great analogy because it is a wave. I mean, business ownership, whether it's insurance or it's a marketing business or whatever business you have, it is going to be a wave. It's going to be a second wave, right? You're going to have your huge, your $20,000 day, and you're going to have your zero. And the zero, for some reason, seems monumentally worse than how great that 20,000 seemed. And you could have the 20,000 yesterday, and you forget all about it when you have a 0 day.
Right.
And you're like, oh, that's it. The wheels just fell off. I'm screwed. I got to give up. I suck. You know, and you have to be able to stay centered.
Yep. How funny is that? I was just talking to our staff about this, about like, you know, it takes that one person to yell at you about following up with them too much. And then all of a sudden you change your whole behavior because 98% of the people won't even mention how much you're harassing them.
Everybody gets mad when you call so many times. No, one person did.
It takes out. Yeah. And then they change the behavior. That one person goes, you know what? I don't want to deal with that again. So now I'm going to change my behavior for 100% of the time, even though it works on 98% of the people. You know what I mean? So, but right. You gotta, it's crazy when you look at it that way. Cause it's like, why are you leaning into the 1 or 2%? Lean into the 98% that
you could see this everywhere in life. I mean, not just in business, but in life itself. I mean, everybody has to take their shoes off at the airport because one person blew up a building. And, you know, that might stir up some controversy. But yeah, you know, I'm certainly not minimalizing it, but what percent of people have a bomb in their shoe?
Right. I laugh because I
almost
did not
0%
expect you to say that.
No, but you know what's, well, I was just on a plane, so I was thinking these things.
Right.
Because that's what you think, because you go through the airport and you have to go through the security. I think, in my opinion, the whole security thing is a big show. It's a big show. It's because you know what? I can go pay $75 and get pre-check, and then they don't make me take my shoes off. So, I mean, I don't know.
That's it.
Got a little philosophical.
I think that's it. I mean, I like those takeaways, and I think that not overcomplicating things for this year is a huge thing. Mm-hmm. And going back to what you said about like buying leads or whatever we're doing, is just break it down to serve the smallest, niche it down as much as you can, sure, we sell tons of stuff, right? But don't just go out, hey, I can just sell to anybody. Like, really niche down on where you're going. Like, if you're going auto, just go all in on auto. You can even niche it down further, whatever it may be, to get the conversation started. Know that you can do the rest. Of course you can do the rest, but you gotta really focus, make it simple. And then
simple.
Yeah.
And how can you make it even simpler? By having a process, right? By having that process. So many times. Right. Or quitting.
Yeah.
But so many people will say, what is the thing that everybody asks all the time in all the Facebook groups? What leads are working? Right?
Right.
Hey, what leads are you doing? And my answer is, I don't care. It doesn't matter. The one that has the lowest CP is cost per sale.
Yep.
And they all pretty much end up being about the same, because if you call them 30 times, they're going to eventually let you quote them, or they're going to say, put me on the do not call. All right, fine. Either way, we've come to some kind of realization with this one lead.
Yep.
But the leads are the
Love it.
gas. The leads are the gas that you put in the gas tank of the car, and the car is the agency. And if you don't put gas in the car, I don't know any other way that you're going to make it happen. I mean, I see people all the time talking about how I don't do leads. Okay, well then you got to do something. You got to do something to create quote activity.
Yep.
I mean, those lender referrals, that's great, but that's a long-term strategy. And to Jamie's point, when's the best time to start your loan officer strategy? 10 years ago or today, or whatever. Yeah. But you just need to start doing that. But it's not going to get you results for a while. So in the meantime, you've got to pay to play.
Pay to play, or at least let that be at least part of your strategy. There's got to be marketing in your strategy. There has to be, and to diversify. You can't have all your eggs in one basket.
At the most macro of levels, your agency really, this might ruffle feathers, your agency should just be one revenue stream in your overall business portfolio, right? And then within that agency, there should be multiple revenue streams, lenders, leads, telemarketer calls, whatever, all these different little pieces of that pie. And then you can get it, and then you can even drill it down further. Okay, within leads, is it EverQuote? That's a nice mention for EverQuote. Is it ALM? Is it whatever, right? Is it underground elephants? Is it click to calls? Who knows? But you can break it down at another micro level.
Right, totally. I love.
Yeah, so you can blow it up. Chop it out.
You and the blowing up stuff. And well, I think that's a good coffee talk. And I think that's make it simple and just lean in this year, right?
Yeah. I think we're going to have a really good coffee talk next week. So I can't wait to hear it. All right. We'll see you next week.
All right, buddy. Okay, see you next week. Coffee.
Bye.
Hey, you've got to check out the Insurance Dude's Inner Circle, coming soon, where you get extended interviews as well as live coffee talks in our private Facebook group. Join the mailing list today at theinsurancedudespodcast.com. Hey, thanks for checking out The Insurance Dudes. Hey, please subscribe. We got some really great stuff coming out.